Good afternoon, Sales Lab. I hope everybody had a great weekend and a good Father's Day. Today, I want to remove 3 roadblocks from your business. So hang out here with me for just a minute. There are 3 mindsets that hold salespeople back from prospecting. That's procrastination, perfectionism, and of course, paralysis by analysis. Let's talk about procrastination first. You've no doubt heard the children's riddle, what is the best way to eat an elephant? And the answer, of course, is one bite at a time. It's a very simple concept, one that we've probably heard before. But when it comes to the real world and real problems, it's never really that easy. See, far too often we try to eat that elephant in our lives, all in one bite, which results in stress, frustration, and ultimately failure. You can't do all of your prospecting for the month in one day. Like, it's literally impossible, and it'll never get done. Yet I see my clients all the time try to put their prospecting off, always, like with the promise that they'll get around to it, so to speak, or they'll do it tomorrow or later this week or Monday or whatever the prevailing excuse is for the moment. They tend to delude themselves into believing that they can prospect once or twice a week and everything's going to be okay. But here it is. I know the real truth. And frankly, so do you. It never really works out that way. Procrastination is an ugly disease that plagues all of us. No one's immune. You've got it. I've got it. We've all got it. As a matter of fact, I can literally say every major failure in my own life has been a direct result of a collapse in my self-discipline to do the little things every day. Frankly, that is all that failure is the cumulative impact of many poor decisions, slips in self-discipline, things put off until it's too late that add insult to injury. My failures are often accompanied by like an embarrassing crescendo of desperate, hurried, and wasted activity because I'm trying to always catch up and do it all at once to save my own ass, which is never good. It's in our nature to procrastinate. It is normal. It's easy. It's always easy to say, I'm tired, or I'll exercise tomorrow. It's also easy to say things like, I'll start my diet tomorrow or Monday. You know, I'll make up today's prospecting on Friday, or I'll start reading that book next week. I'm sure you've said some of these. I know that I have. It's in our nature to fool ourselves with these fake promises. But there's literally no reward for procrastination. The failure to do the little things every day will literally cripple your efforts to achieve your goals. 9 times out of 10. Lack of discipline will slowly but surely target your success and will eventually steal it away. So to be great at prospecting, you must develop the self-discipline to do a little bit each day. You have to. You can't wait until the end of the year or even the end of the month to prospect. It has to be something that is done daily. Procrastination is easy, but the cost is great. And many salespeople don't understand the price that they've paid until they wake up one day and realize that they're facing down that universal law of need with an empty sales pipeline and sitting atop a big pile of should have done it, regret, and failure. As the saying goes, procrastination is the grave in which opportunity is buried. Perfectionism is the second one that we need to deal with today. Most of you have heard of Zig Ziglar. Well, the late, great Zig Ziglar said, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. I've always believed that messy success is far better than perfect mediocrity. I can bet you that I can beat anyone that spends time researching each prospect on any day by just picking up a targeted list and calling or making contact. Of course, I'm going to miss a few things here and there if I don't read every note in a CRM, but there won't be enough of a delta to compensate for the activity gap. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that researching or organizing your prospecting is a bad idea. That's not the case. So if you're calling second-rate prospects or you sell a complex and expensive product, it's a good idea to research your prospect in advance so that your message is relevant to their unique situation. Most of the problem with perfectionism is self-talk. That's that voice inside your head telling you that when you get all of your ducks in a perfect row, then prospects will be literally coming to you. This talk manifests itself in behaviors that tend to have you working harder, getting everything ready, but not actually doing anything. This is paralysis by analysis. You know, the knee shaking, the palm sweating, you're drenched in anxiety, you're unwilling to take the next step. Have you ever heard of the term call reluctance? It's an easy label to apply here because it seems to cover all of those sins. But some people who don't take action, they're just not reluctant. They're just in the wrong job. So if you're that person and you're afraid to make a call and you can't make your fingers grab a phone, or your feet are too cold to move, then quit. Seriously, like, go do something else. Like, I can't help you. Nobody can help you. This is a case where you don't have call reluctance. You're doing something you hate. And trust me on this, life is too short to spend doing something you hate. Another more common reason for what appears to be call reluctance is paralysis from analysis. This problem is driven apart by perfectionism, and it's kind of fixable. And here's what it sounds like. Tell me if you heard this before. Well, what if they say no? What if they say this or that? How will I know if? What should I do if? Like, rather than just sending out that email, dialing the phone, or sending that text message, or walking in the door and dealing with what comes next, you go on a what if binge, which is often followed by an attempt to get all your ducks in a row again. So what needs to happen is we need to disrupt these 3 Ps that are holding you back daily. Now, we all know that the human mind abhors the unknown and change in its natural state. It wants to stay safe. It wants to stay secure. It doesn't like jumping off of a diving board into a cold lake or picking up a phone and calling a stranger. I get it. It literally panics in the face of change and claims to want to remain in the status quo. Then it begins to convince us that all kinds of consequences are imminent if we try. But at some point, you just have to do something. Sometimes you just need someone like a coach to push you to take action. Now, regardless of your situation, the one thing you can be sure of is that allowing these 3 Ps to stand in the way of prospecting extracts a high emotional and financial cost, both of which, you guys, we can always do without. I hope you guys have a great day, Sales Lab. I want to share this with you, get you primed for the week. Chat again soon. Coach Shane's